This is QTV News and I am Jenna Basonko. Thank you for joining us. First, the headlines. The OMVG preparatory meeting ahead of the 11th session of the Heads of States featuring ministers from the 4 OMVG member countries is underway at a local hotel. The Office of National Security and partners have concluded their nationwide tour to discuss security sector reform. The Assembly of Gambia Muslim Youth, in collaboration with United Nations Fund for Development Activities, UNFPA, organized a seminar on the theme Peace Building for Sustainable Development. A report on migration in the Gambia was launched by Action Aid International The Gambia in collaboration with Action Aid Italy, examines challenges faced by returnees and deportees in the Gambia. Those are our top stories, and now the news in detail. Stay with us. Thank you for joining us. The OMVG preparatory meeting ahead of the 11th session of the Heads of States Conference is underway at a local hotel. The delegates for the 45th ordinary session of the Council of Ministers are from the 4 OMVG member countries. Maria Tussar has the rest of that.
The OMVG is a sub-regional basin organization created in 1978, and it is a multinational project encompassing the Gambia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau and Senegal. The OMVG project is aimed to reinforce cooperation and regional integration by taking advantage of the hydroelectricity from the 3 river basins. The Gambia River Basin Development Organization, OMVG, and its dam project were the brainchildren of former President of the Gambia, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, and his Senegalese counterpart, President Leopold Sédar Senghor. Currently, it enjoys the backing of 8 international donors. Speaking at the OMVG preparatory meeting, Lamin B. Diba, Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, emphasized the importance of the preparatory meeting.
This session will examine issues brought to our attention by the experts and also including the reports of the High Commission, among which we look at the strengthening of the financial capacity of the High Commission and also the report of the Ad Hoc Committee on the mechanism for securing financing of the Sambangalo Dam project through the government of Senegal. It also avails us the opportunity to adopt the High Commissioner's operating budget and energy project counterpart budget, and also, as mentioned by the MC, signing of the Statute of the Management Agency of the Common Structure of the Sambangalo Dam and Transmission Network, SOGISAT, which is on a critical path.
Youssoufa Balde, Minister of Natural Resources and Energy in Guinea-Bissau, thanked their development partners, especially Senegal, where the OMVG is headquartered. He added that the 4 OMVG member countries are bonded by ties beyond water and energy resources, but also historic and blood ties. For QTV News, I am Maria Tussar.
The Office of National Security, in collaboration with the Geneva Center for Security Sector Governance, concluded its nationwide sensitization campaign on security sector reform process. Babukar C. is with the team and he files in this report.
At the Governor's Office in Brikama, West Coast Region, district chiefs, village heads, among others, welcomed the delegation and highlighted the importance of restructuring the country's security sector. Speaking on behalf of the governor, Modu Jonga, said the reform is necessary, particularly in his region.
This ongoing security sector reform is vital to ensure an effective and accountable security sector under a democratic dispensation for the country. It is a common knowledge that we are in a new democratic dispensation, so this reform will ensure respect for human rights, the rule of law, and fundamental principles of good governance. Overall, this reform process is important, and we are hopeful that it will ensure a vibrant economy, democratic growth, and inclusive development.
Members of the public then took turns to ask questions and raise concerns about the security sector of the country. The interim head of the Geneva Center for Security Sector Governance in the Gambia, Pansau Nyasi, described the tour as a success.
It's very revealing the misconception among the public in the Gambia about SSR, which means many people actually don't know what SSR entails and what SSR is all about. For that matter, it means that it's important we discuss with the people and let's clarify their doubts, let's clear the misconception, and let's give them the clear message about SSR. So more interaction, more sensitization, more discussion on SSR is paramount.
He went on to say that he is confident that following this tour, if the University of the Gambia conducts another survey on people's understanding on SSR, the results would be positive.
To pay the University of the Gambia again to go and do the same public perception survey again, I am very sure that the percentage will actually go very, very down. I mean, the percentage of those who claim, because initially we have like 80% saying they don't know anything much about SSR. I want to believe that if they are to go back again nationwide to do the same survey, definitely the percentage will come drastically down.
The main objective of the countrywide tour came after DICAF's recent population-based survey showed that 80% of the people in the country have no knowledge of the security sector reform process. To redress this, the team engaged the Office of the National Security, the media and civil society organizations to raise wider awareness of the goals and processes of security sector reform in order to reach out to all. Babukar C, QTV News.
A seminar on the theme Peace Building for Sustainable Development was organized on Saturday by the Assembly of Gambia Muslim Youth in collaboration with the United Nations Fund for Development Activities, UNFPA. Ajibintu Drame was there and he files in the report.
The event brought together 10 political parties, the Gambia Christian Council, the Gambia Press Union and the Gambia Youth Council, amongst others, to encourage dialogue and tolerance among influential stakeholders and enlighten participants about their rights and responsibilities as citizens. Usman Gaku, a member of the Assembly of Gambia Muslim Youth, thanked UNFPA for their support. He says it is ideal for stakeholders to maintain peace in the Gambia. He adds that ignorance of the principles of democracy is a contributory factor to a lack of peace.
The political parties, the civil society are very crucial in promoting democracy, but also their role in maintaining peace and stability cannot be overemphasized. Bringing them together to dialogue, share ideas, in fostering the peace and stability that the Gambia is known for, to reclaim or maintain the smiling coast that we are known for, should be the work of every concerned Gambian.
Aliu Jammeh, a program analyst with UNFPA, emphasized the need to always consider youth and women, especially on peace building, and urged stakeholders to look at the issues from gender perspective.
Youth are often generally excluded from decision-making when important political, economic and social changes are underway. Young men and women can play important roles in peace building across conflict areas in the country. Women have and can continue to influence peace building processes so that they can go beyond defining peace as the absence of violent conflict and focuses on the principles of inclusion, good governance and justice.
Almami Fanding Tal, UDP spokesperson, explains his party's plan on maintaining peace in the country.
So our values are really about that. How do we live in solidarity with all our compatriots, Gambians across the board? What we do really as a party, especially our youth wing, is to try and engage in the community and take away the things that may lead to tension. If we can take away a little bit of the pain of our countrymen and countrywomen, I think we will be able to cultivate peace. I mean,
Dudu Ja, APRC deputy spokesperson, says it is everyone's responsibility to maintaining peace in the Gambia. He also advised Gambian youth and set out the APRC role in maintaining peace for sustainable development.
First and foremost, I believe we should all be nationalists, that is, put country first. We have those that we call cyber warriors. These are militants that are mostly engaged in the social media. We very soon will undergo a training with them. How do they have to respond, especially to negative criticism and attacks? The youths, I always warn them that the social media, whatever you portray, is kept for you. Nobody knows what you will be in the future. If people insult you, respond, and the media keeps this. Let's say in future you want to vie for key positions, they will dig this from the social media and portray your personality or things you've said in the past. We've seen it happening.
In recent times, the Gambia has been going through transitional justice processes and undertaking security sector reforms. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
We will go with a short commercial break, and when we return, in the week when International Migrants Day is commemorated, we find out more about the publication of a report on migration, and we also hear about how Qatar's National Day was commemorated here. Plus, as it's the weekend, we have 2 stories with football team. Join us after the break.
It's the annual end-of-year QCity Gala Dinner. We did it before and it was outstanding. We are going to do it again this year and it will be even better.
Come and have a glorious time at the 2019 end-of-year QCity Gala Dinner and enjoy a classic intimate family setting as you listen to the delight and the best performances Gambian artists have to offer.
And the best of all, there'll be a grand fireworks display to celebrate the end of a fantastic year and the beginning of a promising new year.
Tickets are $3,000 per individual, $1,500 for children 12 and under. You can get a 15% discount for every table of 10 you buy.
It will be another great night at QCity as we enter the new year in style.
For more information, call 33-72-489 or 33-00-056.
10 years. For 10 years, we have worked to deliver world-class products and services. For 10 years, we have cultivated a reputation of excellence and quality. For 10 years, we have strived to support our people and our culture. With a history of quality behind us and a present-day drive to be the best, we continue to forge ahead towards a future of growth. As a quality network you trust, we have worked to ensure stability, innovation, and distinction. QCell, a decade of innovation, a lifetime of trust.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. A report on migration in the Gambia was launched by Action Aid International, the Gambia, in collaboration with Action Aid Italy. The report is one outcome of a joint study conducted to find out challenges faced by returnees and deportees in the Gambia.
The jointly study reaffirms the centrality of reparation in the migration agenda and the challenges faced by returnees in the Gambia. Reparation has become a burning issue, but the main problem is the low rate of involvement in the process by the government, European institutions, and other responsible stakeholders. To address these factors, Action Aid launched a book, Willing to Go Back Home or Forced to Return, to sensitize the public about the adversity migrants face in Europe and the stigma they face at home when deported. Omar Baji, Executive Director of Action Aid, explains why they choose to advocate for the returnees' welfare.
Gambia and Action Aid Italy carried out the research to shed more light on the issues of migrants' rights throughout the migration trail and the challenges they face at home as returnees or deportees. The approach further encourages solidarity and campaigning as a way of influencing policies and decisions that affect their lives.
Even with the growing presence of women, the profile of migrants remains dominated by young men with low levels of education. Usman M. Cham, chairman of Action Aid, says the study that has been conducted by Action Aid is designed to help returnees integrate and end the stigma of how they are judged by society.
Our language is becoming a problem. When somebody has gone to Europe and come back, you call him a returnee. What does that mean? And as Saiba presented, if the person came with only a bag, he considers himself a failure. There is nobody who is a failure. The human right to seek safety, security, dignity, and sustainable livelihoods is inalienable and indivisible. ActionAid calls for humane treatment of and reasonable assistance for all those who feel compelled to seek relocation.
In the Gambia, many vulnerable migrants are from rural areas. The study reveals that the leading factors of migration in poor rural economy, low investment, environmental deterioration, and unemployment, amongst others. Jibril Ngol from the Ministry of Interior explains more.
As a result of the increasing number of youths leaving the country in search of better opportunities outside the national boundaries and given the huge rights violations they face at transit points and at destinations, ActionAid has decided to work on ensuring that the rights of migrants are respected from their countries of origin through the various transit points to their destination countries.
Unless and until the Gambia improves job prospects and agricultural livelihoods, which also involves seriously addressing climate change, large-scale migration from the country seems likely to continue. Bintu Koka, QTV News.
The Embassy of the State of Qatar in the Gambia on Wednesday commemorated Qatar's National Day. I attended this event and this is my report. The State of Qatar's National Day was commemorated under the slogan, "The path of excellence is difficult. 10 years embrace glory and arts, obtained all excellence and manliness." This poetic line is derived from the words of the Qatar's founder, Sheikh Yassim bin Mohammed bin Thani, in which he talked about his martyr son, Sheikh Jonam, enumerating his venerations as he was of a young age, a student of knowledge and a cavalier knight, and these are the values that were brought up in the Qatari environment. Sheikh Yassim bin Mohammed bin Thani established the rules governing the modern state of Qatar, brought unity and led the country to independence. The day marks the unification of Qatar in 1878 under the leadership of the country's leader Sheikh Yassim bin Mohammed Al Thani, and since 2007 has been celebrated annually. Speaking at the celebration, the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, Mr. Faisal Fahad Al-Mana, said since the normalization of diplomatic relations between Qatar and the Gambia, the two countries have developed significantly in various fields. He thanked the people of the Gambia for the facilities it has provided to the members of the Qatari mission in the country. Representing the Gambian president, the Minister of Information and Communication, Ibrahim Silla, said Qatar is an essential and reliable partner in the Gambia's socio-economic development.
Qatar has accompanied the Gambia through its political transformational journey, and this has been demonstrated in the support the country rendered to the Gambia by participating in the International Donor Conference to support the Gambia that was hosted by the European Commission in Brussels in May 2018. To fulfill its commitment to the Brussels conference, Qatar and the Gambia signed a $3 million grant agreement at the Embassy of the State of Qatar in Banjul.
A resident of Qatar, Professor Amin Husseini, urged Gambians to emulate Qatar in terms of rapid development.
The importance of this day is likely to be as a birthday of the country, and this state is like a role model for every Muslim country, especially because the age of Qatar is too small, but its development, its like the infrastructure is the #1 richest country of the world. As a Gambian, as a African, we must learn, first of all, the people self-actualize about their resources. They don't want to go to any IMF or any other institute for lending the money. They self-actualize what is their resources. Second more important thing, they know how to utilize their natural resources.
In Qatar, National Day is a public holiday which sees thousands of locals and visitors turn out to watch the annual military parade in the capital, Doha. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko. More than 2,000 footballs were distributed to various partners by Child Fund The Gambia as part of One World Play project. The footballs are meant to help improve the lives of deprived, excluded and vulnerable children in the Gambia. Our reporter Mamadou Gajaga witnessed the handing ceremony and he fastened support.
Some of the beneficiaries of the footballs are the Ministries of Sports, Education and Communities in LRR, NBR and CRR. These balls will also give many children the opportunity to play their favorite sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a recent assessment conducted with children of various age cohorts in one of the communities in Child Fund's operational area, Child Fund cited that during football games, they feel happy to be at the football grounds, for they believe that the ground is a safe place for the children where they can meet, interact, and discuss a range of issues.
Students, mostly at the lower basic school, can be seen playing football during break time. Some of the balls they use are worn out or even makeshift. Now that most schools will get these balls, it may help revive inter-schools football competitions.
We used to organize inter-primary schools football tournament. In the past, we do not have the funding. That is why it has been suspended. But I've also liaised with Mr. Sane, who promised that he's also going to look for funding, at least to bring back that tournament. In fact, it came at a time that we definitely need the balls. We are also partnering with the Gambia Football Federation, and we want to revive football at the grassroots.
The Gambia national football team, nicknamed the Scorpions, have never qualified for the World Cup or the Africa Cup of Nations finals. Many believe that encouraging young people to engage in grassroots football at an early age can help improve football in the country. Marcel Mendy is the Executive Director of the National Sports Council. He described the gesture as timely.
Oh yeah, it will help. It will go quite a long way because like I said earlier on, I mean, they can't play football if they don't have the balls. So the fact that they have gotten the balls, I'm sure they will love them and they'll be motivated more. They will encourage more. To play football and go out there, and play and, give their best. It's quite good because, some of them find it hard to have a chance of even playing with a ball like this. So the fact that they've gotten it, for free, they should be encouraged, they should be motivated to even go out there and do their best.
One World Football was conceived by Tim Jenningen of Berkeley, California, after he watched a documentary that featured children in Darfur playing football with a ball that is made of trash. The One World Football is said to be designed to make it almost impossible to destroy. Today, thanks to Child Fund and partners, the children in the Gambia have benefited from Tim Jenningen's legacy, and the spirit of the beautiful game lives on. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
The fans of English Championship side Millwall have handed over donated books and jerseys to Bigelow Basic School in a colourful ceremony at the school on Wednesday. Our reporter Mamadou Gajaga attended the ceremony and he now reports. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
There is a soar of excitement as the school receives not only books that could improve their academic excellence, but football jerseys to boost their passion for football. They danced and gave a standing ovation to the donors in appreciation.
I feel very nice, and it's very nice too, because we are waiting for this since 10 years back. We didn't have it, but 2019 we have it.
I'm feeling very glad and excited because I know that this will help us all, not only me, but all the schools.
Millwall, based in Bermondsey, South East London, play in the second tier of English football and have little or no connection with children in this school. However, through one of their ardent fans, Jackie Knight, all that was set to change when she visited the Gambia to attend a friend's wedding. On that occasion, Jackie visited the school where the students sang the Millwall team song, Let Them Come. The video went viral and was shared on Twitter more than 80,000 times by the club supporters. Many of the fans donated jerseys and club t-shirts, while a grammar school in England donated books.
Yes, I think the catalyst was an 11-year-old boy who said he loved the video of the children singing a Millwall song, and from when he said that, there was no other option for me but to put it out there to all fans, to any old shirts, any unwanted shirts, boots, stationery, to get it all together, send it to Millwall Football Club, and here it is.
And finally, do you think the donated materials would help the school, especially in terms of sports and education?
Of course, of course. Every little helps, that's what they say. So I'm just glad to have been able to bring it over. I do thank DHL for flying it all over for free.
The school administrators were full of praise for Jackie and the Millwall fans.
Oh, it's going to help very well, because here in the school we have a school library, and the librarian is a very careful somebody, and he takes care of the library. And I know the books, they will serve the children as reading materials. And in fact, some of them, they do borrow books and take them home. So that is both the rigid culture of this school.
Former Gambian international player Cherno Samba played for Millwall as a youngster from 2002 to 2004, going on loan to 2 Spanish clubs before turning professional to play for Plymouth Argyle in England. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Before we end this news bulletin, let's take a look at our main headlines. The OMVG preparatory meeting ahead of the 11th session of the Heads of States, featuring ministers from the 4 OMVG member countries, is underway at a local hotel. The Office of National Security and partners have concluded their nationwide tour to discuss security sector reform. The Assembly of Gambia Muslim Youth, in collaboration with United Nations Fund for Development Activities, UNFPA, organized a seminar on the theme Peace Building for Sustainable Development. A report on migration in the Gambia was launched by Action Aid International The Gambia in collaboration with Action Aid Italy, examines challenges faced by returnees and deportees in the Gambia. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us same time tomorrow for more news. Have a good weekend.